Today I'm happy to have Ryan Carson, the founder of Treehouse, and we talk about how he has created this SaaS company and has been optimizing and doing his marketing for many years, but a lot of times many people really don't know what they're doing either. Definitely want to check it out. If you want to see the full-length episode, make sure you go ahead and check it out at marketingoptimization.tv. Hello and welcome to Marketing Optimization with Alex Designs. I'm your host, Alex Harris, and today we have Ryan Carson here from Treehouse. How you doing, Ryan?
Good. Thanks for having me on the show.
Well, Ryan and I met back in the day in 2008, 2009 when he brought the Future of Web Apps conference to Miami, and it was really such an inspirational conference for me. I was able to meet Jason Fried, Neil Patel, and all the people who really I want to bring on the show, but especially someone who came out and gave a keynote on his last speech and basically wanted to give everybody free wine. And that was Gary Vaynerchuk.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was basically the turning point. And he was a huge inspiration for my career. And probably for you, too, because I see you hustling and going from business to business, learning every step of the way. How's everything going with Treehouse?
Good. Yeah, good. We've really transitioned the whole business from back when I met you. You know, I've had about 4 businesses over time, and the last one that I worked on with you was the events and conference business, and we just really wanted to reach more people. You know, we wanted to give people web design, web development, mobile development skills, but at a much larger scale, and we just couldn't do that in the physical conference space. So we decided to kind of morph the conference idea and teach online, and so now Treehouse is going full speed. We're up to 60 people, full-time employees. And yeah, thankfully, it's just really working. It's the biggest business I've ever run and just having an amazing time. So,
yeah, I mean, you have to be basically one of the most forward-thinking people that I've ever met. I mean, back in the day, you're talking, creating the Future of a Web Apps conference, but you were a designer and developer before that, and you've always been part of the community and really, you know, pushing back to the community, especially, you know, the East Coast and Florida specifically, opening Treehouse in Orlando, bringing the conferences to Miami. But what I've really seen from you is that you have great intuition. You're able to really read people really well and figure out how you can create better partnerships so you can leverage that in the future. And that's really been a major inspiration. And going to your conferences is one of the biggest inspirations for the show.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, I started photographing conferences in 2007 when I went to Future Web Design in New York. And I've basically been photographing and videotaping conferences ever since. So definitely a huge inspiration. And
cool.
And you learned how, you taught me, along with the people who spoke at your conferences, how to turn your passion into profit. And I've seen you build so many different teams, and you are a true leader of those teams. You have a business goal and you create good relationships with all your employees, I'm sure, but you need to grow that business. And you've learned it in the right ways, the wrong ways, in every single way.
Thanks.
Let's talk about that hustle and how it applies to really web marketing. You know, going from conferences to essentially a SaaS product, Treehouse, where you have customer service and a huge team now. I'm sure you're probably your biggest team so far. What have you learned by growing a team so quickly and trying to figure out how to still maintain an ROI?
I think the biggest thing that I've learned is that you don't know what's going to work, and I think that's why, you know, I've called my blog The Naive Optimist, and I generally approach everything that way, that, you know, it appears that, you know, successful entrepreneurs like Steve Jobs know exactly what the right answers are and what they should build. But, you know, every entrepreneur I've met, you know, no matter how successful they are, never knows if they're succeeding until after it happens. And then it looks like they knew. You know, like Kevin Systrom with Instagram, you know, he spoke at Future of Mobile a bunch of times. We were buddies, and, you know, he emailed me when they launched Instagram and said, "Hey, check it out." And then he sold it for $1 billion, you know, and it's easy to look at that and think, wow, he just, executed perfectly, knew exactly what he was doing. And I'm sure he would say that, they had no idea it was going to succeed. And then it worked. So, that's always been my approach, and I don't know how to, every day is something I've not done before at Treehouse, because this is the biggest company I've run. And I think we try to approach it with humility and hard work. We can figure this out, and we will, but we don't presume we know what we're doing. And that often relates to marketing. We kind of have the theory that, marketing will never have to stop trying, and probably 80% of what we're doing won't really work. So we have, campaign after campaign that we try, site after site we try, different, different methodologies, different thoughts. And I think what we realize is, gosh, most of the ideas we have in marketing just aren't going to work. But let's measure them, and then as soon as we know they're not working, let's move on. um, and that seems to be working for us. We have a couple channels that are going to scale really well for us. YouTube is one of those, and we're never going to stop trying. It's kind of tiring. I wish we could just have some infinite scaling channel that we just dump money into, and there you go. But I don't think it's going
Yeah.
to happen.